Jake Odorizzi and the Twins look for a series win against the Tampa Bay Rays today, and what a season it's been for Big Jake. The ERA leads the American League. In fact, last year's ERA was more than double that at 4.49. He's already equaled his win total with 7. With good pitching comes a good win-loss record. The Twins bring in the best record in baseball, 39-18 into the contest today. Last year at this time, they were 26-31, 13 games off the current pace they are on right now. Welcome inside Tropicana Field. It figures to be a special afternoon for Jake Odorizzi. Spent parts of 5 seasons here with the Tampa Bay Rays, racking up 40 wins, and he comes in on quite a roll. If you look at his last 6 starts, he has been nothing short of brilliant. 5-0 in those starts, an ERA below 1. Within those 5 wins comes a win against Houston, his 2nd of the year, and a win at Yankee Stadium. His stuff has been electric. He has been razor sharp, and we'll see if he can beat his old team here today. Rocco Altabelli, his manager, talked about exactly what it's like for Jake to take that next step. A young pitcher at age 29. Baldelli spoke today about what he's seen from this young man on the mound.
Jake knows what he's doing. I mean, he's a very mature professional, pitcher who has a good feel for, who he is and how to go out there and get outs. I think he's added a couple of, maybe a couple of tricks, and, he's throwing probably a few more harder breaking balls than he's probably thrown before. But he's always been a guy that could pitch with his fastball because it has good life, and it's a pitch that he could always go to. But I think the addition of, another breaking ball, and it's not just a breaking ball, it's a good breaking ball, and it's one that he has good command of, and it's something that he can use at any time.
And like his manager, Jake Odorizzi talked about coming back to Tampa Bay, connecting with former teammates and friends. What a special weekend it would be. And he said, it's my first time back on this mound, so it's going to be special. It's a place I know I'm comfortable, and that comfort will be key today. The other comfort he'll have is his battery mate. Mitch Garver returns for the Twins, and that's got to be a good thing. When we come back, Dick Bremer, Bert Blyleven with the impact of Garb Sauce coming back to the Minnesota Twins.
Baseball on Fox Sports North is presented by Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine for the everyday competitor in all of us. By Northland Ford. Visit buyfordnow.com and your local Northland Ford dealer today. And by Wisconsin Dells, the water park capital of the world. This afternoon, the series finale between the Twins and the Rays. The Twins hoping to win the series and build yet another short winning streak on the road. We're at Tropicana Field for one more time. Dick Bremer along with Bert Blyleven. For the first month and a half of the season, the Twins saw Marwin Gonzalez play principally at third base, but now Miguel Sano's back in the lineup, and we're seeing the true value, the versatility of Marwin Gonzalez.
Well, here on Thursday night, he did play third base and gave Sano a day off. And a couple nights ago on Friday night, he played short, made some very nice plays like that one there. And yesterday afternoon, it was Gonzalez at first base, picking it at first. He's going to be in right field here in Game 4. But also offensively, what he's been able to create over the last couple of ball games. Had a big home run in yesterday's ball game, driving in a couple runs.
Last couple of weeks might turn out to be the pivot point for this Twins season because they played so very well without 2 of their better right-handed hitters in the lineup. Nelson Cruz figures to rejoin the lineup soon, and today Mitch Garver's back in the lineup.
Yeah, nice to have Mitch back off the disabled list. He says that ankle is feeling fine. Of course, he's having an outstanding year behind the plate, and especially offensively. Very good handler of the pitching staff. Good to have Mitch back.
So the Sanford Health injury report is that Mitch Garver is no longer injured in the leadoff spot and catching this series finale. Should be another fun afternoon of Twins baseball, with the Twins hoping to make it 3 in a row over the Rays. Friday night, it was win number 38 of the season. Yesterday, it was win number 39. Put it in some better context, last year the Twins got their 39th win on July 8th, and they got number 39 this year on June 1st. Mitch Garver's in the box. We're ready to go in the series finale. Garver, Polanco, and Astudillo. And there is strike one.
Well, let's take a look at today's pitcher stats brought to you by Home Furniture. That is Ryan Yarbrough. Yarbrough making just his second start, up and down three. This is his third stint with the Rays.
Tapper up the line. Arroyo, bare hands, throws low, and a nice pick. No, safe at first. Choi apparently pulled his foot off the bag, and Garver gets a quick test of that injured ankle, beating out an apparent infield hit.
Yeah, it really did. Jerry Meals, the first base umpire, watching this little pick right here by Choi at first. Watch his foot come off the bag. Does it?
Yes.
Yes, it did. That'll be an error charge to the third baseman. So right off the get-go, the Twins have a runner at first.
Rays don't make many errors, so let's see if the Twins can take advantage of the early error with Polanco at the plate. Leading the league with a .335 batting average. Particularly gratifying for Polanco, the fact that he's been doing damage from both sides of the plate. Against lefties, he's hitting .302, and against righties, hitting .346. And a strike, 1-1. Mentioned the Yarbrough's making just his second start, but he's been, as they refer to him here, a bulk pitcher, and there was some thought that they would start this game with an opener and then hand the ball to Yarbrough, but instead they decided to give him the ball to make his second start. Arroyo with another chance. Out at second. Out at first, just like that. A double play.
Oh, you make up for the error right there by Arroyo. Making a very nice play. Polanco hitting this ball sharply. But it's a 5-4-3 double play.
Two down. Let's check out the entire Menards batting order for the Twins. Garver, Polanco, followed by the designated hitter Williams, Astudillo, Rosario, Crone, Gonzalez, Sano, Scope, and Buxton. Again, Garver on the roster. The Twins set down Zach Littell, so there are 4 bench players now for the Twins. Astudillo goes after the first pitch and lifts it foul. And with the addition of Garver, Astudillo becomes the third catcher. And today, the designated hitter. Another one fouled away. Well, seems like Astudillo is trying, even in this at bat, what he tried to do yesterday, push the ball through a largely open right side of the infield. That swing just looked like it was intended to hit the ball to the opposite field.
Well, he makes contact. 100 at-bats now for the Twins this year. Only 2 walks, 3 strikeouts. That's it. So he puts the ball in play. But the count against him here, and he puts the ball in play.
One hop to Adames. 3 ground balls, 3 outs, and a quick top of the first. Twins uniform in Tropicana Field. Jake Odorizzi will make the start for the Twins. He'll take on this Tampa Bay lineup. And Kiermaier, the only one in the lineup who was a teammate of his when he was here a couple of years ago. Austin Meadows, Yandy Diaz activated today. Brandon Lau, Willie Adames, G-Man Choi, Christian Arroyo, Kevin Kiermaier, Mike Zunino, and Daniel Robertson.
And this afternoon's starting pitcher stats were brought to you by Home Furniture. And what a nice roll Odorizzi has been on, making his 12th start, 5-0 over his last 6 starts. Great month of May, and hopefully he can carry that into June.
Meadows having a phenomenal year for the Rays, their leadoff man. First pitch, strike 1. Meadows hitting at .355, doesn't have enough plate appearances to be listed among the league leaders, but he's hit and hit with power. To the OPS, almost 1,100. That's to the right field corner. Deep and foul. Just enough hook on that ball. Of course, the wall shortens up right at the foul pole there, and that was very close to putting the Rays up quickly, 1-0.
This is the 4th game that I've seen Meadows. This young man has impressed me. very good hitter. He comes in hitting .355, pulls this pitch, and for Odorizzi and the Twins' sake, just foul.
It's a long strike, 0-2.
Five seasons Jake Odorizzi pitched on this mound here at Tropicana Field, so there's that comfort zone for him.
2 strikes. And up and away.
Yeah, he faced the Rays last year, but it was in Minnesota, so this is his first time coming back here to pitch against his former team.
Got him. 94-mile-per-hour fastball tailing away, 1 away.
And I think that's one thing that we've seen, Dick, is that little extra velocity, utilizing that pitching rubber a little bit more and staying back. So a nice strikeout by Odorizzi.
Yeah, it's good to see Mitch Garver back in the lineup. Let's check out the Northland Ford defense. Rosario, Buxton, Gonzalez, the outfielders. Sano, Polanco, Scope, and Crone, the infielders. And Mitch Garver behind the plate. Yandy Diaz, hit by a pitch in the middle of May, hadn't played until today, back from the injured list. Putting up very impressive numbers. Been a big part of the good start for the Rays, just not recently. He chases 1-1. Game from the Indians for Jake Bauers, who's struggling with a lot of other Cleveland hitters right now. Bauers hitting .220 on the season.
Yeah, Diaz last year for the Indians hit .312 in only 39 games. Spent most of the season down in AAA Columbus for the Indians.
We're talking about the trade that brought Austin Meadows and Tyler Glasnow from the Pirates, and then this trade, and that's how the Rays have been able to, refresh, if you will. They've lost an awful lot of good ball players and front office people, manager, coaches, but they have very shrewdly made some trades. Of course, they have to pick and choose which free agents. Avisail Garcia is having a great year for them. They got him for a bargain price, so boy, they've really outsmarted a lot of other people.
You got to put a lot of credit to the scouting staff that watch these young kids, the analytic part of following kids nowadays. And Diaz, in 3 years in Columbus for the Indian organization, hit well over 300 all 3 years. So the potential is there.
Yeah, you wonder why the Indians would make that trade then. 3-2, and now ball 4. A strikeout, now a walk, and Brandon Lau will bat.
Let's take a look at today's Pizza Ranch for the win. Well, you got a guy on the mound leading the American League in ERA coming into this game at 2.16, and continue the offense. And what they're doing right now, everybody's rowing together, like Tom Kelly would say. You're all in this boat, everybody rowing the same way. That's the offense.
Here is Lau. Odorizzi, in 5 of his last 6 starts, hasn't given up a run. The one exception, the mid-May start against the Angels, when Tommy La Stella and Jonathan Lucroy hit home runs to account for all 3 runs he's given up. But think about that. That's 6 weeks of baseball on the mound, and he's only made 2 mistakes.
Yeah, one little hiccup. He had a stretch of 22 1/3 innings of shutout baseball, and then ran into that issue in Anaheim, and then he proceeded to pitch a couple more starts of shutout baseball. Last one coming against the White Sox, where he worked into the 6th inning. 5 1/3 innings, only 1 hit allowed.
2-0 to the number 3 hitter for the Rays. What he has succeeded at, he'll strike out people. We've already seen a strikeout in this game, but he gets weak contact in the air. By pitching up, he gets a lot of pop-ups and short fly balls when he's on. And anytime you're on a list, as Odorizzi is, with the likes of Verlander, you're doing pretty well. Odorizzi, the American League American League's lowest earned run average. Fouled back 2-2.
I think what we have seen from Odorizzi, I know last year was a frustrating year, but he's a guy that's not going to give in to a hitter. Say a 3-1 fastball, here it is, hit it. He's going to try to hit his spots. He's going to walk some people, but you know what? Look at that. Opponents with 2 strike counts this year. That's outstanding.
And it's 2-2 now to Lau. Just 1 ground ball double play on the season. High fastball gets him again. It's right there. I mean, we were talking about this beforehand, and of course I've seen Odorizzi pitch in person more than you. But to have command of that fastball that's just up out of the strike zone.
You know, I mentioned Jim Palmer right away to you because even though the deliveries are completely different, Jim Palmer had a great career of that running fastball that took off. And Odorizzi is able to do that. Not too many pitchers are able to do that.
Doesn't throw with the velocity of either Cole or Verlander. But 94 is plenty when you can spot it where he puts it. 2 down, and here's Adames. I mean, if that fastball at 94 is 6 inches lower, it becomes very hittable. Now, the Twins may be looking at this pickoff play here. Crone may have signaled that he thought they had a chance. He's been pretty good with challenges this year, and no challenge on the pickoff.
I think it's the foot right there, the back foot, that when that ball hit right there, Crone thought maybe that left foot had not been on the bag, but definitely Adames able to do that. I mean Diaz, excuse me.
And I don't know that Crone made a signal, but isn't it interesting as we've watched replay develop, the players who are closest to the play that gets challenged are almost always wrong. Right? Guy slides into second base. He thinks he's safe. He's been called out, so he says to his teammates and his manager, no, look at it. Yeah. And they're almost always wrong. Outside 2-0.
Well, that's the power of positive thinking that you have to have.
Adames hitting cleanup in a Ray lineup that is missing Avisail Garcia and Tommy Pham. They both suffered leg injuries here on Thursday night and haven't played since. There's that 94-mile-per-hour fastball. That one was in the strike zone and got a swing and a miss. Odorizzi traded to the Twins for minor league shortstop by the name of Jermaine Palacios. Palacios hitting the low 200s in the Ray chain last year. Two and two. Odorizzi is usually good for right about a strikeout per inning, a little more than that. Came into the game with 61 strikeouts, 58 in the third innings. Fouled away.
Four-seam fastball, cutter, splitter, then that slow curveball he'll drop on a hitter from time to time.
21st pitch of the inning. Not a ball has been put in play yet. Another foul.
And that's the only thing I think when you look at Odorizzi, you'd like to have quicker innings, but he's a guy that will throw in today's pitch count right around the 100. That's where they really kind of put you at, but that will put him, hopefully, you hope they get 6 very solid innings, but you want to stay away from innings like this, you know, the 21 pitches. Gibson ran in trouble yesterday with that pitch count. Getting high, 27 pitches in the third inning.
Numbers are so fun to dissect and put back together. And here's another revealing stat for Odorizzi and how effective he's been. This is his 12th start. So in his 11 prior starts, he's had 4 starts where he has only given up 1 hit. That's how you have a low opponent batting average. Just don't give up hits. Having a hard time putting Adames away here. Another 2-2 pitch.
Yeah, 8th pitch in this at bat.
Breaking ball and a foul tip. And
we'll see a number 9 to Adames.
Gave up 1 hit in 6 innings in his 2019 debut against the Indians. And then the start against the Mets, he had no hit ball through 4 innings and then gave up a hit and 4 walks that took him out of the ball game against the Mets. Then another start against the Tigers, 7 innings, just 1 hit, no walks. And then in his last start against the White Sox, 5 1/3 with 1 hit.
Well, you look at the 58 1/3 innings he has coming into this outing, only 38 hits, only 20 walks. So 20 walks are high, but that's a total of 58. That's 1 base runner per inning. And he strikes out the side. High fastball.
At 95 miles per hour.
Scoreless here at the Trop. Time for some clubhouse scoop. And we'll start with Nelson Cruz, who's inching closer to a return with the Minnesota Twins. Rocco Baldelli said today that it went well in Lakeland, Florida. He'll get a few more cuts there today, and if things continue to progress, look for him to be part of that Twins lineup sometime on this road trip, likely in Cleveland. Now, Mitch Garver, who reached on an error in the first, talked to him about getting that magic back with the stick, because he was batting near .330 when the Twins lost him back on May the 15th. It's been a couple of weeks. He said, you know, the good thing is with my injury, I was still able to get in and take some pitches off the hitting machine that kept my timing good. I felt good in my rehab stint, and I feel good coming into the game, and my hitting can pick up right where it left off, guys.
Thank you, Kevin.
Breaking ball, strike 1 to Eddie Rosario. Rosario with 17 home runs. Last night, Gary Sanchez took over the league lead with his 18th in the Yankee win over Boston. You know, the Rays were kind of hoping certainly for a different result in this series, but they were also hoping that the Yankees would lose a couple games to the Red Sox and maybe clear the Yankees and get into first place in the American League East, and just the opposite has happened. Foul back. The game in New York was rained out Thursday. Then the Yankees won both Friday night and Saturday night, while the Rays have lost back-to-back ball games. The Rays winning the first game here, they were in position perhaps to move into first place in the division, but instead they're 2.5 games back.
Yeah, Rays still playing very good baseball, though. 14 games over 500.
And Rosario waves at a slow breaking ball, 1 down.
And Yarbrough picking up his first strikeout. Changing speeds. He's not overpowering lefty.
The Rays out in the field, brought to you by Northland Ford. Kiermaier as good as they come in center. Lau is in left. Meadows is in right. Arroyo just called up a few days ago as at third. Adames Robertson up the middle. Choi at first, and Mike Zunino behind the plate. C.J. Cron has been blistering left-handed pitching at a .341 clip with 5 home runs, 13 runs batted in. And he takes ball 1. Now inside, ball 2.
Cron getting the day off yesterday. Of course, last year hit 30 home runs for the Rays. He's hit 13 for the Twins so far.
3-0.
Yeah, the numbers you were talking about, Dick.
3-0. And a strike. Twins struggled against lefties last year, and that was, as you could tell from the transaction wire, that was a point of emphasis to bring in the likes of Cron, Cruz, Scope,
Gonzalez.
and a base hit to the right side on the ground through the shift, and Cron's aboard with the first Twins hit of the ball game. So Cron continues to pick up hits. Mitch Garver back in the lineup, hitting .429 against lefties.
Well, 3-1 fastball out over the plate, and good piece of hitting right there by Cron. Nobody there.
And now Marwin Gonzalez, a guy who his manager called this morning a one-man stress reliever. because he can play so many different positions and makes it easy for the manager to move him around by just shrugging his shoulders and basically saying, whatever, wherever, just want to play. I asked Rocco Baldelli this morning whether, remember Ben Zobrist when he was here, he was kind of the first of a wave of players that move all over the place. Zobrist has done it for many, many years. Now Gonzalez kind of that type of player for the Twins.
Well, he did the same thing so well for the Astros.
That kicks away and Cron stays put. Long time ago, well, not that long ago, I guess, but Tony Phillips was that type of player for the Tigers and some other teams. But in this day and age when so many teams have 13 pitchers, and in the American League you use a designated hitter, you've only got 3 bench players, you've got to have flexibility. One and one to Gonzalez. Side 2-1.
Yarbrough, 27 years old, his second season with the Rays, had a great year last year, 16 wins, most of them coming in relief, the most of any reliever since 1986. And Bill Campbell had a year out of the bullpen for the Twins, won 17 ball games one year and qualified for the ERA title. Soupy Campbell.
But it's different now here in the Rays because sometimes they would have an opener pitch 1 inning and then Yarbrough would come in, beat and foul. And yes, you're right. Gonzalez has helped out in terms of doing well against left-handed pitching. Look what he's done as a right-handed batter, hitting much better against lefties than righties. Two and two. Twins so far this year have rarely scored in the first inning, but many times in the second, and it seems like almost on every game basis in the third. Rays have turned one double play, and now they turn another. Cron erased, with Yarbrough getting 2 ground ball double plays in the first 2 innings. Talked earlier about the Rays losing some really good baseball players. Well, they chose to trade Odorizzi to the Twins. He was pretty good with them over the years with an ERA of under 4.
Yeah, very good here at Tropicana Field.
As Bert mentioned, he had an outing against them last year in Minnesota. Here's Ji-Man Choi to lead off the Tampa Bay second inning. Ball 1. Choi, Arroyo, and Kiermaier. Odorizzi striking out the side, issuing a 1-out walk in the first. I don't know that the Twins have had a pitcher recently, and I'll include Barrios in that, who gets as many swings and misses on his fastball. Barrios can probably throw it a little bit harder than Odorizzi can, but he doesn't get the swings and misses that Odorizzi does. Fouled away.
Some pitchers have quick whips. You know, some pitchers come through when they release the ball. It's maybe not as quick as others. And I think Jake Odorizzi, one of those guys who get very quick wrists at the end of once he releases that baseball. Does a good job of, he's working off the first base side of the pitching rubber, does a good job of getting to the balance point. Turns his hips a little bit, and then right there you can see he releases the ball very quickly toward home plate. Almost, I would have to say, if he'd face most hitters would say he's sneaky fast.
Okay. Well, look at that. 56.3% of the time it's the fastball. The cutter being worked in occasionally. 1 and 2. Foul. In his last start against the White Sox, I was working the telecast with Jack Morris, and we were discussing the meaning of life. Odorizzi has life
on his fastball. And, you know, it turned into a philosophical thing when you're talking about the meaning of life. But he has life on his fastball that seems to keep the ball elevated and get swings and misses.
And that's where the sneakiness comes in. You know, you get to the balance point nice and easy. He looks relaxed out there. And then once he gets to that point of releasing that baseball, that arm whips through, whether it be life or just sneaky fast. Right there. Even though that's high at 95, that little extra pop he has. Take a look right here. Nice and easy. Get to the balance point. You see the foot coming off of that pitching rubber. That's why that rubber's out there, to utilize it as a starting block to push off with.
2-2 to Choi. He takes outside an off-speed pitch.
Trying to change up right there. I haven't seen that slow curveball yet. A lot of times Odorizzi will drop that in there. It'll keep that hitter off balance, almost like that changeup he attempted right there.
He issued a one-out walk in the first inning and doesn't want to walk Choi here to start the second. Foul back on a high fastball.
And typical of Odorizzi, already 32 pitches trying to get the first out here in the second inning.
One of the reasons why his last start lasted only 5 1/3 innings, and his start in Los Angeles against the Angels just 5, because at the end of, in that case, 5 innings, he was at 90 pitches. And the Twins didn't want him to start but not finish the 6th.
Kind of what they did with Gibson yesterday with 88 pitches. Didn't want him to get over that 100 pitch count.
There, down the line. And it can't be challenged. Choi's going to try for second. Here's Gonzalez's throw, not in time. Looked like it landed right on the line, and it can't be challenged because it's a fair foul call made in front of an umpire.
Well, Jerry Meals, again, the first base umpire, looking right there. Basically landed where he was, and Choi again pulled the ball, pulled a couple foul. This one,
ooh,
wow,
that looked like it was foul on that replay.
Sure did.
And you can look at it all you want in the video room, but you can't challenge that call, and it sure looked like that ball, by the width of the ball, might have been foul. It is a leadoff double for Choi, and now Christian Arroyo. Lead on the fastball, strike one. 34 pitches, and it seems like 30 of them have been fastballs. Official count is 27. But I always like to round up.
Well, let's make it 28 right here then. There it is.
And a bunt. Garver with the play to first, and Choi advances to third.
Good bunt right there, advancing the runner. Choi over to third, gets in the scoring position now with one out. Something we don't see that often in the game of baseball, the old sacrifice bunt.
Especially against a lineup that scores, seems 6 or 7 runs every night, but the Rays give up an out to try to get that first run. And here is Kiermaier. Kiermaier, the only starter for the Rays today who was a teammate of Odorizzi's. Schoop with a nice backhanded play and a look to the runner, and a big second out with the infield drawn halfway in. Schoop makes a play.
You talk about the pitching has been very consistent for the Twins. Well, the defense has even been better. Nice play by Jonathan Schoop right there at second base. That ball looked like it was going to get past him. At the last second, he reached out to his right. Take a look right here. Looked like it was going to get by him. Able to snare it and get the out at first base. Ball hit so sharply, Choi had to hang out at third base.
And now Mike Zunino, back off the injured list, started Friday night and again today behind the plate. Just outside, ball one. Zunino has the most at bats against Odorizzi of any Tampa Bay player. And they have not been good at bats, as you see. 0 for 11 with 4 strikeouts.
Yeah, those at bats coming when he was with the Seattle Mariners.
1-1.
Mentioned here the other night, Zunino's a 208 career hitter, but he's got some pop.
Twins found out about that. Was it last year? A walk-off home run against the Twins in Safeco Field. Just outside again. That's 2-1. 40th pitch coming up for Odorizzi. Trying to pitch around a leadoff double. Very much a pull hitter, and the Twins play him accordingly. There's the outside corner.
Well, he missed the prior pitch, went back out there again. This time, Marty Foster said it was a strike. Home plate umpire. Yeah, 40 pitches, too many.
High fastball gets him. What a job by Odorizzi. Gave up a questionable leadoff double, but stranded the runner at third. For the third, today's Minnesota Lottery winner circle features the Bildo family. This was their first year attending a Twins home opener. Mom and Dad won $100 in scratch tickets just by saying, "I'm in." Miguel Sano will lead off the third against Ryan Yarbrough. And the Twins are waiting for Sano to be more productive against left-handed pitching. He's really struggled against lefties in his return to the lineup. 1 hit, a home run in 17 at-bats. Excuse me, 15 at-bats, 17 plate appearances. So 15 at-bats, 1 hit, 10 strikeouts. And a base hit. Confident that it would come. Sano goes to first with a leadoff single.
Well, it looked like a changeup that just stayed up. Twins get their second hit and a leadoff single.
And now Scope, who's already contributed mightily to this game with a really nice defensive play, and he's got great numbers against Ryan Yarbrough. Just a handful of at-bats. But he's 4 for 5 with 2 home runs.
Well, Yarbrough is not going to overpower you. He has to change speeds. He's already had a couple double plays turned behind him.
On the outside corner, a strike. Scope has struggled a bit against lefties, hitting just .226 against them. Inside, missing with a fastball. 1-1. Changeup, swing and a miss. 4-game series, and the Twins are lucky that they don't have to face Blake Snell, who is the reigning Cy Young Award winner. One and 2 to Scope. Inside with a cutter to strike out Scope. 1 away.
Well, strikeout number 2 for Yarbrough.
Buxton coming to the plate, had a good day yesterday with a couple of run-producing hits.
They sure did. An RBI single in the 4th inning. That gave the Twins a 3-1 lead at the time. And then in the 6th inning, hitting his 6th home run. Couple hits. He also walked and drove in 2 runs.
Driven to the right field corner. That's down for a hit. Rounding second, Sano to third. He'll be held there. Buxton with another double and another one to the opposite field.
Already leading the American League in doubles. Buxton hitting his 20th double of the year. And now see him tied with Josh Bell for the Major League lead.
Hey, we'd all be talking about Josh Bell with the Pirates this year. You take another look at the pitch away, and Buxton simply went with it. We'd all be talking about Josh Bell if it weren't for Bellinger with the Dodgers. Bell's having a phenomenal year. Second and third, great chance for the Twins now with Garver at the plate. And he had been Minnesota's best hitter against lefties prior to his injury, hitting .429. Infield halfway drawn in. On the left side, on the right side, the first baseman Choi is actually in on the turf.
Oh, Sano at third. They're going to try to cut down Sano if the ball is hit to Choi. At the infield, kind of halfway in. And Choi on the turf.
Would you need to have them in that shallow with Sano at third? One strike. Inside 1-1. His first at bat notwithstanding, the way Garver's been swinging the bat, if it's hit to an infielder, it's going to be hit pretty firmly, you would think.
You know, you look at Choi, he's right on the corner of that turf. He steps back a little bit. Say that ball's hit and he's 4 feet back, it might hit that lip. So he's kind of comfortably on the turf.
Driven hard to left field. Sano will score. Buxton will be held at third because the ball got to the left fielder Lau so quickly. Garver rips an RBI single to left.
Garver picking up his 20th RBI of the season and driving in Sano.
So in the inning, 3 hits, and this has been the inning for the Twins to break out. The third inning for some reason. Not many times that Buxton at second base is going to be stopped at third on a single to the outfield, but that was one of the times, and it was the right call made by Tony Diaz.
Kyle Snyder, the pitching coach for Kevin Cash, out to talk to his left-hander.
While they chat about whatever, let's find out what's on Kevin Gorg's mind.
Well, the Twins are off to a good start offensively here in the third. What a run they're on, guys. 25 consecutive games with 3 runs or more. I asked hitting coach James Rowson exactly about that, how they've been able to do it and be consistent, including missing Nelson Cruz and Mitch Garver for a good portion of this stretch. He said you got to have depth, first of all. We've got a ton of depth, and we've got a team that works hard at their craft. And they know with the depth, they've got to get the hits and get on base to stay in this lineup. So there's a competition kind of behind the scenes. So it's a good mix right now of a deep team, a group of guys that are feeling it, and the numbers speak for themselves. What a remarkable run.
See what Polanco can do to add to the third inning success. A drive to center. Kiermaier with a great arm, but
look who's running.
He's not going to throw out Buxton, I don't believe. First pitch, sacrifice fly. Buxton flies home. It's 2-0. So again, the Twins strike again with a multi-run inning in the third.
And Polanco picking up his 29th run batted in, doing the job. Speedy Buxton. We saw Kiermaier throw out Astudillo here a couple of days ago, but not going to throw out that guy. Byron Buxton scores the second run of the inning.
And now Astudillo with Garver at first. Astudillo hit a bouncer to short to end the first inning. And again, Astudillo with an inside-out swing. He's trying so hard to just hit something even weakly to the right side of the field.
Well, he's trying to do it because they're giving it to him. He'll probably try it again, maybe with 2 strikes, then you change it a little bit, but right here, try to inside out it like that. Just fouling it off.
He's upset because he hasn't succeeded in doing what Willie Adames has done successfully in this series. The Twins play Adames similarly, and now with 2 strikes, Robertson will swing over to the first base side of second base. I don't know how many hitters now feel this way, but I get the sense based on what we've seen when teams shift Astudillo he considers that an insult. And most hitters would have, 10, 15, 20 years ago. Maybe not many do it now. And it's a revised shift now with 2 strikes. And if that had come after the first strike, he'd have had a hit. Sharp ground ball hit right at Robertson. The Twins are done in the third, but they get 3 hits and 2 runs. With the Twins scoring again in the 3rd inning.
Yeah, Odorizzi with 41 pitches, 34 fastballs. Now, of the 22 of the 34, there have been 11 misses as far as guys swinging and misses. So, yeah, that fastball, sneaky fastball, getting by some of the Rays batters.
Most of the others have been foul balls. And so he's pitched effectively, but he's pitched a lot with 41 pitches to 2 innings. And there's a first pitch fastball, a strike to Daniel Robertson.
See, Odorizzi more of a fly ball pitcher too, so he's not Gibson or Barrios that maybe go out there and rely on a couple sinkers here or there, get some quick outs. Odorizzi has a tendency to throw, 4 or 5 pitches to almost every batter, and that's why that pitch count gets up so quickly.
1-1. Swing.
Last inning I was talking about Odorizzi, where as a pitcher what you want is if you can get your hits and walks equal to the amount of innings you pitch, that's called whip. Walks, hits to innings pitched, and Odorizzi right now very good, under 1, 0.098. That's outstanding.
Back.
That Justin Verlander type of whip numbers. That's what I always looked at. When I looked at the stat sheet, if I pitched 200 innings and say I gave up, 170 hits, hopefully I had 30 or less walks. That means, all that means is that how many base runners do you have on an average per inning? And right now, it's right around 1. That's outstanding.
Loop behind first, chased by Crone, and he's there for the catch in foul territory, 1 away. Well, for as long as it lasts, of course, the Twins will love to see Odorizzi pitch this well, but we're 2 months into the season now. He is leading the league in earned run average, so it would have been paramount for the Rays to work Choi around to score, because the way Odorizzi's been pitching, you don't get many opportunities like that. You got a leadoff double. They didn't get him in, and just like that, the Twins get 2 runs.
And maybe if Kiermaier's at third, he may have taken off, but Choi not the quickest of foot. He had to wait up, and Scope made a great play.
Breaking ball clips the corner.
There's that slow breaking ball. I think that might be the first one he's thrown. Starting the second time around the lineup. So show him something new you haven't featured yet.
And now a foul, and it's 2 strikes.
It's a young Ray ball club. Already mentioned in the last 3 games how they got Meadows over from the Pirates for the Chris Archer trade. But this young man, only 24 years old. Good looking young player.
And ball skipped into the outfield. Meadows with a 1-out single. And that'll bring up Yandy Diaz. Join the club as a Minnesota Twins season ticket holder and enjoy the sweet spot benefits of Target Field, like saving 10% on all food, beverages, Twins gear, or a free MLB.TV subscription. Twins season tickets come in a variety of plan sizes. Log on to twinsbaseball.com/season tickets or call 800-33-TWINS to learn more.
Now, the Rays like to run. Meadows at first base, 7 stolen bases in 9 attempts, but Jake Odorizzi, very quick home.
There's been 1 attempt, and he was thrown out.
Quick feed over. We saw Gibson yesterday. It was very quick feet when they throw toward first base. And being basically a fly ball pitcher, only 1 double play turn behind Odorizzi so far, this being his 12th start.
Twins were shut down by Charlie Morton here on Thursday night. And Morton third in the American League in earned run average, 2.54. Odorizzi started the game at 2.16. So far, Odorizzi's kind of pitching like Morton did. Keeping the ball in the infield. He hasn't had those shallow fly ball outs yet. Just outside, 1-1. Excuse me, 1-0. Diaz walked, was left at first. Thrown with a catch. Or did he catch it? The ball rolled out of his glove. Otherwise, that might have been a close play at first. Yeah, the Rays like to run. We've seen them execute a delayed double steal. Steal of home on the play. 1-0 to Diaz. Just missing by like an inch.
Yeah, he's not getting that call right now. It might be off the plate a little bit, but Jake is going to continue to try to hit that ball down and away. Just maybe an inch or two. There's Marty Foster, home plate umpire. Crew chief Jerry Neals at first.
2-0. To the fastball and a swing and a miss. .52 pitches, 34 strikes. Fouled away. Been a great run for Odorizzi. And again, numbers are fun to dissect and look at and then put back together. How many pitchers do you suppose in baseball have beaten the Astros twice? He did that in back-to-back starts in Houston. 5 2/3 innings, just gave up 2 earned runs, and then at home 7 innings, 4 hits, no runs.
There's a 1-0 win over the Astros in that ball game.
2-2 to Diaz. Another foul back.
Yeah, a lot of foul balls so far in this ball game. If you're a Twins fan, come to a game when Jake Odorizzi pitches, you got a chance to get a foul ball.
You saw him pitch a lot too. Every time I see Odorizzi and you see the foul balls on the high fastballs and the success that he's had with the high fastball.
You'll say Scott Baker?
Scott Baker.
Yeah.
Now, Odorizzi's doing it better than Baker ever did, but same type of approach with a high fastball at the top tier of the strike zone, or in fact higher than the strike zone. 2-2. Drilled to center. Buxton's back. Makes the catch against the fence. Long throw to first base. They got him. What a throw by Buxton from the center field fence on target to C.J. Cron. Wow. On one hop at 302 feet.
He threw it a football field.
Exactly. And on target, I mean, right on the bag.
You know what made that play? Buxton, who already has said he's playing a little bit deeper, the Twins want him to. I mean, Diaz smoked that ball. And Buxton, you can see where he's playing. He just right against the wall and then picks up that, hey, Meadows went too far. And then the throw, a one-hopper to Cron. What a play.
Here is Rosario leading off the 4th inning. We've seen Buxton's Gold Glove defense. Now Rosario, a nice pick at second by Robertson, and he throws it out. Bullet headed to right field, but Robertson made a nice pick up one quick out here in the fourth. We've seen Buxton, of course, with his glove, play platinum glove defense in center. We hadn't seen much of the arm until this year. He made that great throw to get Ohtani at the plate. That was the play that put Mitch Garver on the injured list, and that was at Target Field. But this throw, I think, is even better than that one. One down. Here's Crone.
You don't see a throw like that often because, you know, hey, guys will show off their arm, but the accuracy on that throw. I mean, a one-hopper right to Crone that snared it before Meadows could get back to the bag.
And Crone standing there looking like he's watching the birds fly around. It's a peaceful day in the park. And then, you know, snapping the glove out to get the one-hop throw, little decoy. Meadows had rounded second base and had to take one step back to the bag to get back, and that was the step that cost him. Inside again to Crone, 3-0.
Yeah, Crone got a base hit in his first at bat. He got Yarbrough fell behind, 3-0, came in with a fastball, and then the next pitch, Crone hit it to second base where nobody's at.
And now it's 3-1, same setup here in the fourth inning. Popped up behind first. Choi's going to chase it down in the bullpen area. And he makes the play.
Nice catch right there by Choi, because again, we've talked about here at any dome stadium, especially here, it used to be at the Metrodome, you cannot take your eye off the ball. So Choi had to go a long way down that right field line to make a nice catch. You see him right there. He's not looking to see where he's at. He's just looking at the baseball and makes the catch. Bullpen mounds right there, but excuse me, the catcher's area. If it was a mounds, he would have been in trouble.
Gonzalez will bat. Bounced into a double play to end the second inning, his first time up. Cracked his bat, but he hit it in a good spot. Gonzalez keeps the inning alive with a 2-out single. That'll bring up Sano.
And Astrodillo saying, how come I can't do that? I tried that. It didn't work.
One less bat to drag to Cleveland. Actually, that'll probably be more precious cargo than you and I when we fly to Cleveland, because they can put that in the team store and probably make some money out of that. Back in the olden days, I bet you that bat would have been left in splinters in the clubhouse, right? In the trash barrel.
Well, somebody would have found that.
Here's Sano, singled and scored in the third. Triggered a memory of mine. This is before the memorabilia craze really took off. I was in Cincinnati doing a basketball game, Gopher basketball game. And the Reds had a store set up in the mall by the hotel where we were staying. I walked in and they had a barrel full of broken bats from the Reds, including a Pete Rose bat. Now this, you know, in the late 80s. It was like $5, and I thought, why would anybody? The ball hit the gap in left center field, down for a hit, and over the left fielder Lau. Gonzalez around third. He's going to be waved home. Here's the throw to the plate, not in time, and now they've got Sano hung up between second and third. It'll be an RBI double, and the big man goes down. Was he tagged? Yep. So Sano with 2 hits against left-handed pitching today, scoring a run in the third, driving one in the fourth, and it's 3-0.
By AWS. First, let's flash back to that game against the Angels. Buxton in center field throwing out Shohei Ohtani.
Well, the ball kind of short him, but a great throw, and that's where Garver ended up getting injured. But here today, playing deep, goes back right against the wall, picks it up, and then air mails it over to first base. And a quick catch right there by Crone for the double play.
97 miles per hour. So the Twins now lead by 3, and it's Brandon Lau leading things off against Odorizzi. Foul, 1 strike. Lau, Adames, and Choi in the Tampa Bay 4th. Rays won the opener. It was their season-high 6th win in a row. But now the Twins have won back-to-back games, hoping to make it 3 in a row. Squaring the bunt, and it'll be a base hit. Odorizzi scampered after it. But Lau beats the shift with a bunt, a leadoff single in the 4th.
Well, again, the shifts are going to continue until hitters like Lau do exactly what they did. They're giving it to him, just lay it down.
Adames struck out swinging his first time up. Rays a lot handicapped with the loss of Tommy Pham and Avisail Garcia. So they've got Adames hitting cleanup. There's a strike that covers the inside corner. Is there to catch the line drive. Oh, Rays have stung the ball here in the last couple innings against Odorizzi. A line out for the first out. That'll bring up Choi. The 2019 Google All-Star ballot is now open. You can make sure your Twins are represented at this year's All-Star game in Cleveland. You can vote 5 times in a day to receive access to a $10 ticket for the Twins Rangers series leading into the All-Star break. To learn more and to vote, visit twinsbaseball.com/vote. Here's Choi. Doubled down the right field line, but was left at third base. His double led off the second inning.
And a long at bat with Odorizzi in that at bat.
1-0. Swing, but a strike. 1-1.
Choi in his second season with the Rays from South Korea. Traded over from the Brewers. Right around this time last year, June 10th, for infielder Brad Miller.
Time. Orlando Arcia was struggling, was sent down to the minor leagues. They needed somebody to fill in at short, and they used Miller there for a while. Miller started the year with the Cleveland Indians, and then they designated him for assignment.
Brewers playing good ball right now. They're leading the National League Central Division by a half a game over the Cubs.
Off-speed pitch tickles the outside corner, 1-2. It's going to be a wild race in the National League Central. 5.5 games separating the 5 teams. Milwaukee on top, Cubs, St. Louis, Pittsburgh, and Cincinnati. So it'll be interesting to see if any of those teams, or which teams, jump in after midnight tonight when the free agents who are out there, they've been free agents all along, but now with the draft being tomorrow, they'll no longer be, the teams interested don't have to sacrifice a draft pick to get the likes of Keuchel. Up and away.
I got Kimbrough. I don't know. I mean, we can only guess, and I got Kimbrough going to the Atlanta Braves for some reason.
Okay.
Keuchel, I'm not sure. Any thoughts where he may go?
I think the market is going to be impacted by the fact that there's already quite a bit of separation in the game, in the divisions. Look at the National League West. Diamondbacks are 11 games back. Giants are 16 back. There's some good pitchers on those teams that might be available. In the National League East, the Marlins probably don't have a crop of helpful players, but they're 12 games back. Seattle's 15 out. Angels 10.5 out. Hit to the right field corner again, but foul.
Oh, he's pulling everything off of Odorizzi.
If you want a right-handed reliever, and Kimbrough's out there, and his demands are for whatever years, however much money, some of these teams are going to have right-handed relievers, good ones, that they'll be glad to trade away. The Tigers are 16 out. Kansas City's 20.5 games out.
Well, there's talk here in Tampa about maybe in the St. Pete area about Keuchel coming here.
3-2.
We shall find out shortly.
Runner goes, and the pitch fouled away.
Lowell had a pretty good jump right there, trying to steal his fourth base. He's 3 for 3 so far, success-wise.
.66 pitches for Odorizzi. Here in the fourth inning, a bunt single and a line out to right. And now a long battle with Ji-Man Choi.
A good strike to ball ratio for Odorizzi. 45 strikes, 21 balls. You can see 9 pitches in his first at bat for Choi against Odorizzi. This will be number 8.
So far, the balls that have been hit to the outfield have been hit very sharply. Diaz's drive that sent Buxton to the wall in center. Adames' liner to Gonzalez. We haven't seen what has been the Odorizzi special, that lazy fly ball, the cans of corn that he usually gets a cluster of in every start. 3-2 to Choi. Runner goes, and the pitch fouled back again. Wow, that time we got a really good jump. Again, there's not been a successful steal against Odorizzi this year, and only one attempt. He's picked off 2 people.
Little strike him out, throw him out. That's what Odorizzi is hoping for.
And another 3-2 to Choi. Runner stays put. Back again. Outs recorded, 9 batters retired because of the Buxton to Chrome double play. Pitch number 69. Runner goes, hit hard to the corner again, but foul. Choi needs to adjust his windage. Quite a battle. 5 2-strike fouls in this battle.
Another check of the runner, Lau, who's alternated between taking off and not taking off, with this count stuck at 3-2. Another 3-2 pitch. Another foul ball.
I think the most foul balls I've seen in that bat, that was A.J. Brzezinski here in Tampa.
17.
17. Yeah.
Well, we've had 11 here.
Saw A.J. Brzezinski last weekend at Cooperstown for the Memorial Weekend fundraiser.
Odorizzi will try it again. Got him looking.
What a battle, what an at-bat. Odorizzi kind of quick pitched him right there too. Good, I think just a good visit right here by Wes Johnson. Let Odorizzi calm down, take a deep breath right here. A 12-pitch at bat. He kind of quick pitched him. You see, he didn't hold the ball as long, and a perfect pitch.
Well, especially given, you guys are always talking about changing the eye angle. All the pitches were up and fouled back, and he buried one right in the knees over the inside corner.
Strikeout number 5 in the ball game for Jake Odorizzi.
Everybody giving Odorizzi just a little bit of a break.
Well, you focus so hard on getting that out, and then a little, okay, now a breather. And again, a nice mound visit by Wes Johnson.
Arroyo, the batter, he hit dropped a sacrifice bunt. The Rays have bunted twice in this game, once for a sacrifice in the second, and then Lau got aboard with a leadoff bunt single here this inning. Just outside, ball 1. Popped up. There's the weak contact. And it's Crone who ends the inning. Odorizzi with another 0, and the Twins lead 3-0. Pepsi fans of the game, Twins fans enjoying the 3-0 score so far, trying to make it 3 wins in a row against a really good Rays team. Jonathan Schoop will lead off the 5th. Off the end of the bat, foul. Schoop struck out against a guy that he's really beaten up. It was 4 for 5 with 2 home runs against Yarbrough.
Yeah, Yarbrough ended up throwing a little breaking ball down and in that struck out Schoop in his first at bat. And Zunino sitting inside again.
Up and in. See what the Twins can do here with Yarbrough in the 5th inning. Schoop's got good history against Yarbrough. Buxton's really hit left-handers well, and Garver's hit them well. Inside again and got a swinging strike.
A little cutter inside. Yarborough signed by the Seattle Mariners in the 4th round of the 2014 draft out of Old Dominion University.
Old Dominion, right?
Old Dominion, excuse me.
And he called him out on strikes. Cope looks back at Marty Foster. 1 away.
And Yarborough picking up a strikeout. His 3rd of the ball game.
Twins fans, if you can't catch the games on TV, stream them live on your mobile device with Fox Sports Go. Download the app, take Fox Sports North and Twins baseball wherever you go. I can't look at that shot of the Ray tank out there without wondering what would happen if I dropped a leech under a slip bobber into that tank. I'll bet you they bite.
I think they're pretty happy where they're at.
Nightcrawler under a slip bobber. 1-0 to Buxton. Driven hard to left. Buxton continues to beat up left-handed pitching. A 1-out single here. He's already got a double, and that'll put him aboard for Mitch Garver.
Yeah, his double went down the right field line. This one looked like a spinner, maybe a cutter that stayed up a little bit, and Byron just fought it off and hit it in the left field. Twins pick up their 7th hit of the ball game for Buxton, his 2nd. Boy, got the barrel of the bat out quickly there.
Garver reached on an error in the 1st and then drove in a run. The first Twins run with a single line sharply to left in the 3rd.
Byron with 9 stolen bases and 12 attempts at first base. Tommy Watkins right there helping him read the sign from Tony Diaz over at 3rd.
Strike 1.
Garver gave the Twins an early 1-0 lead. That in his last at bat in the 3rd.
I believe this still to be true. All of Byron's steals have been against right-handed pitchers.
Yarborough looks like he's pretty quick home once he releases toward home plate. Doesn't bring up that right knee very high.
Big leg kick, but doesn't throw over.
Yeah. But the one he did throw home was almost like a slide step toward home plate. That's something that they look at, they video. You know, if he brings that knee up, say above his other to his, chest area, he's going to go to first. When he goes home, is he quicker?
Well, they've got him picked off. Choi's throw is high and into left field. Buxton picks himself up, tries for 3rd, and he rounds 3rd. Choi hurried his throw because of who was in the rundown.
Yeah, mistake right there by Choi. You want to throw that ball on the infield side of that second baseman or shortstop who's covering, and this is Robertson, but you can see the throw way off the mark. And Choi will get an error. That's his 3rd error of the year and the 2nd error of the ball game for the Rays.
Have you ever seen anybody pick yourself up from a head first slide quicker than Buxton? Infield in now. 0-1 to Garver. Buxton will get credit for a stolen base, and there will be an error charged to the first baseman. One and one. Swung on and missed. 1-2.
Good changeup right there by Yarborough.
got their second run of the third inning on a fly ball, sacrifice fly. Missing. So it's 2-2.
That's a good take right there by Garver.
Choking up maybe about an inch on the bat with 2 strikes. And that hit him. Mitch Garver just taken off the injured list today, and that got him in the hand.
Tony Leo out there with Rocco Baldelli.
More because of his facial expression than anything else. I'm concerned. Players usually know when they have suffered a serious injury like this, and Garver trying to give Tony Leo as much grip strength as he can.
And it's a right wrist area. He's going to hold up. Ouch.
Just throwing hand. And there must have been enough grip strength there to convince Tony Leo that Garver can stay in the game. But I don't know that he and the Twins are out of the woods yet. Sometimes those things are
trying to shake it off.
Difficult to immediately dismiss. Well, here's Polanco now with runners at first and third. Derek Shelton pointing to where that ball hit Garver. Take another look. It's the top hand, his throwing hand, right in the top of the wrist, bottom of the hand area. Polanco drove in a run with a sacrifice fly his last time up. Blocked by Zunino. Garver seems to be okay. Twins have an off day tomorrow. Squaring and a squeeze play. Buxton will score. And the ball rolls away. Polanco dropping down a bunt that traveled no more than 15 feet, but it was enough to get Buxton in from third. I love watching that play.
Well, you have to have confidence of the guy at home plate that he's going to make contact. And Polanco, as we have seen, he's a very good handler of the bat. All he wants to do with Buxton taking off here on first movement, kind of a delayed a little bit, but the speed of Buxton, the quick flip by Yarbrough.
Look how short that bunt was, and it was a safety squeeze, and Buxton still scored. I mean, he had to play it aggressively to have any chance, and he jumped towards home plate. Now Astudillo finally hits the ball to the right side to the only man who's standing there, the first baseman. Both runners move up, 2 down, and there are 2 men in scoring position now for Rosario. That's why I've said for the last couple of years, Byron Buxton is the most distracting player the Twins have had in my broadcasting career, because you want to watch him run. Now, we saw the great throw today, but I don't know that there's another runner in the league that would have tried to score on a 20-foot bunt. Right back to the pitcher. I mean, the pitcher ran in.
That's what you can do with speed.
The Twins doing so far what they did in yesterday's game, and that is keep adding runs one at a time through the middle innings.
And getting some 2-out hits, too.
Inside of Rosario, ball
That's
1.
what they're looking out of the bat of Rosario right here. Sano got a big 2-out double last inning to score Gonzalez when that ball went over Lowe's head. Lau's head in left field.
Lowe was sent down. Lau is still here. 1-0 to Rosario. Now outside.
Good job by Zunino right there. Keeping that ball in his glove on the hop.
Crone on deck. No activity in the Rays bullpen. We've talked about this weekend. They're a little beaten up out there with short starts, extra inning games. They really needed the 7 innings they got from Morton on Thursday.
Well, with first base open, I'm sure Yarbrough's going to be very careful here. And Rosario, sure he has the green light.
Not close. And they're loaded up now for C.J. Crone. No, the pitch count wouldn't be the reason you'd have the bullpen warmed up. It's just he hasn't been very effective since the 2nd inning, and that's been true for most pitchers who face this Twins lineup.
Pitching coach Kyle Snyder out there for the 2nd time this game.
Crone 1 for 2. Yarbrough's fallen behind him in each of his first 2 plate appearances, 3-0. And again, Crone hitting lefties at a nearly 350 clip with 5 home runs. Let's take a quick timeout with Tria. With Kevin Gork, Bert Blyleven, Dick Bremer here, Byron Buxton has taken center stage here in this game. And now C.J. Crone with a chance to do some serious damage. Up and in, ball 1. Crone showing extraordinary patience in his at-bats today. Now, big swing and a miss on an off-speed pitch, 1-1. Two and one.
And that's a good take right there. Yarbrough has a couple double plays turned behind him in the 1st and 2nd inning, and Crone swings at that pitch. That's probably a ball he'd beat into the ground, so that's a good take right there. They can bring the ball up, something you can drive.
Got a call here.
You got a grand slam call?
Yes.
Got one on my left, now had one on my right.
Driven to the gap in left center. It stays in the ballpark. A high carom off the wall, and that's going to empty the bases. A 3-run double for C.J. Crone, and it's 7-0.
That's why I said the previous pitch he laid off that slow, low pitch, and the count was in his favor. Yarbrough came up in the zone, and Crone smoked it.
So far, a 4-run 5th inning.
Good solid swing, and usually when that ball jumps off the bat of C.J. Crone, it jumps off quickly.
At the top of the padding out there, and then pops straight up in the air about 25 feet.
And that allowed Rosario to score from first base. So a big 3-run double for C.J. Crone.
Marwin Gonzalez singled and scored his last time up. Fouled away, 1 strike.
This lineup for the Twins just so solid. 1 through 9.
Cron now with 38 runs batted in. The line foul. Two in the third, one in the fourth, and 4 so far here in the fifth. And Yarbrough's just going to have to wear it. Nobody warming up. These are all earned runs, by the way. Down and in. The Rays have tomorrow off, and they hit the road.
Yeah, they're heading to Detroit. That's where the Twins will end up after they play the Indians for 3 games.
Don't know whether they or us will be seeing Miguel Cabrera. Good sign there. Garver's putting on the shin guards like he's okay, and he'll be able to go out and catch. One and 2 to Gonzalez. Flipped foul. Polanco with a squeeze bunt and a run batted in. Here's how good the Twins are going. Here's how good Polanco's going. He hasn't gotten a hit, and he's had 2 run-producing plate appearances. Pop up near Robertson, and that'll end it. But the Twins open the game up in the 5th by scoring 4 runs, 3 of them on Cron's double. On this date in 2000, the crime dog, Fred McGriff, becomes the 31st player to hit 400 career home runs. Tampa Bay first baseman's milestone home run came off Glendon Rush, a 2-run drive at Shea Stadium.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that have been overlooked for the Hall of Fame. Outstanding numbers.
Finished with, what, just under 500 home runs, I think, right? I'm going to look that up here while Jake Odorizzi deals with the leadoff batter Kevin Kiermaier in the Rays' 5th inning. And a swing and a miss, 0-2.
Odorizzi's given up 3 hits, one of them a bunt base hit. No walks, 5 strikeouts.
Fred McGriff with 493 home runs.
Carlos Delgado, another one that put up some great numbers. Excuse me, he has 1 walk. That in the 1st inning for Odorizzi.
Popped up, chased by Sano in the bullpen area, and Sano doesn't make the catch. He got there, and his teammates right there telling him he got plenty of room, plenty of room.
Of course, they're all pitchers down there. Those are outs.
Rosario also in the neighborhood.
The high fly ball, you see Sano was a little bit toward short, but good effort right here. And again, take your eye off that ball. You don't know where you're at. And he was very close to the bullpen as far as where the guys sit around down there and tell old war stories.
And Kiermaier strikes out on the next pitch, 1 away.
And a high pitch right there. Strikeout number 6 for Odorizzi.
Mike Zunino will bat next. Zunino struck out in the 2nd, now 0 for 12 against Odorizzi. Swing and a miss. Now 1-1. It's got noticeably darker in here.
Might be some rain moving in.
A swarm of locusts. Two and one. Upstairs again, another swing and a miss. And there are enough of them right where that one was where hitters have to swing at it because they think it's a strike.
It's a tough pitch to lay off.
And that's a little too high, and it's 3-2.
Yeah, a lot of times when that ball is down in the zone, you're creating a downward plane, so hitters will see the top half of the ball. But you know, when it's chest high, they see the whole ball, so they think that's very hittable. Third full count for Odorizzi against the Rays in this ball game.
You know what I've always wanted to do, and I've never had the courage to ask? Grab a bat and stand in the box. I wouldn't swing because that would be silly of me to try, but just to stand there and see a 94-mile-per-hour fastball to get some sense of what it must be like to stand there with
how quick you have to be. Hardest thing to do is a round ball with a round bat. And then that baby's coming at about 90+ miles an hour.
I'll bet you there isn't anybody in the viewing audience who wouldn't want to do the same thing.
Well, you can go to a batting cage to the
that's
highest.
Not the same. That's it's just coming out of I can't hit 70 miles per hour with those things.
You can't. Yeah, I agree with that. I've seen you.
3-2. Now 94 again.
And back-to-back strikeouts now with 7.
And now the number 9 batter, Daniel Robertson. Twins baseball is always live with MLB At Bat. You can follow the action with game tracking and video highlights, along with up-to-the-moment stats, standings, breaking news, and more. Download MLB At Bat today, your #1 app for Twins baseball. Here's Robertson. He fouled out to Crone, leading off the 3rd inning. See, that's what I'm afraid of right there. If I were to stand in, Odorizzi would, or whoever would buzz one in on the inside corner, and they'd have to call an ambulance. That hit him, and he'll go to first with 2 down.
I think they're taking a look at this right here.
See whether it hit him or the knob of the bat.
Going inside.
I think it got him. We're going to take a look at it, but it looked on those angles that it almost hit Robertson where Garver got hit.
Right.
So we'll see whether they call Robertson back.
Well, I heard kind of a nick through our telecast, but I don't know if it was off the glove of Garver or not.
So if it hits the bat, it's a dead ball. It can hit the batter anywhere. Super slow motion here. And they're going to bring him back.
Yeah, it was a glove that I heard.
So Robertson did not get hit by a pitch. And another successful challenge for the Twins. Way to go, Nate Dahman. So the call was overturned. The Twins keep their challenge, and Odorizzi can deal with the number 9 batter instead of Austin Meadows with a man on base.
Well, after this, Robertson had a long, seemed like conversation with Marty Foster. And finally, it was Marty Foster that said, go to first base. Robertson didn't react like he went to first base right away. And I think that probably allowed the Twins to say, wait a minute, let's take a look at it. And they did.
And there's strike 2. And again, once it hits the bat, it's a foul ball. It's be like taking a full swing and fouling it against your foot. It can hit you anywhere.
And scoreboard has now, they're changing it to 0-2. We had 1-1.
Foul back. Provided Odorizzi gets through this inning in this at bat, he might find himself in the same situation he found himself in the Chicago game. 5 1/3 innings, just 1 hit, no runs allowed, but he was taken out after 93 pitches.
Most pitches he's thrown, 101 back in April against the Blue Jays.
Three hits, which seems like a lot against Odorizzi these days.
Well, you can blame G-Man Show for a lot of those. 21 pitches in his 2 at-bats.
Again, he said he feels very comfortable on this mound, and he should, having made so many starts here. All back again. And as we've talked about before, 94 is nice, but when you can sustain it approaching your 100th pitch. You know, we've had a lot of pitchers here in recent years that first inning it's 93, 94, but then by the 4th inning it's 89, 90. And Odorizzi has been able to maintain his velocity. Breaking ball away, 2-2. Wes Johnson with the clicker in his left hand, keeping track of every pitch. It's down the line, foul.
Yeah, I mentioned before, earlier, you'd like Odorizzi to have innings that maybe he throws 7 or 8 pitches. That helps him get later in the ball game, but here today, 24 in the first, 17 in the second, 14 in the third, 18 last inning. And this will be pitch number 21 here in the 5th.
Lazy fly ball, short center field. Buxton trots in, makes the catch. End of the inning, end of 5 more shutout innings for Jake Odorizzi. Twins baseball on Fox Sports North is presented by Chevrolet, the #1 selling brand in the Twin Cities, and by Grand Casino. The best stories start here. It's been another good day for the Twins in Florida. 7-0 they lead. Yarborough's still out there.
Hey, he's taking one for the team. Yarborough's worked 5 innings. He's given up 9 hits and 7 runs, all of them earned.
Indians brought back Kolarek, who pitched in the first 2 games. They sent him down yesterday, but brought him back today. Alvarado, one of their closers, their primary closer, is off on the family emergency list and will be away from the team for a week or so. Sano's had a good day with 2 hits against Yarborough. Came into the game with just 1 hit against left-handed pitching, and he's picked up 2 more today. Takes inside 2-0. Sano, Scope, and Buxton here in the Twins' 6th. Three and 0. Sano takes a strike. So much has been made of Rocco Baldelli returning to St. Petersburg. So too did Billy Evers, who is a major league coach for the first time. A lot of time in the minor leagues in the Tampa Bay system over 20 years. Makes St. Petersburg his home. Sano will take first with a walk. And I asked Rocco Baldelli today how important Billy Evers was, what he brings to the coaching staff, and he described it as a priority, that when he got the Twins job, he wanted Billy Evers on his major league staff. And credit the Rays. Typically when an executive or a manager, somebody leaves one organization to another, there's a rule. You don't bring somebody else from the organization you're importing somebody from, in this case the Tampa Bay Rays. But the Rays called Billy and said, hey, we've got an interest from the Minnesota Twins. They want to talk with you about a major league coaching job. Would you be interested? And of course Billy said yes.
You're not going to meet a nicer man than Billy Evers, too. I got to, talk to him a lot in spring training for the 2 weeks I was with the ball club. Just a class individual.
Well, I found it interesting talking with Rocco today about what Billy brings to the coaching staff, and kind of paraphrasing what he said, he wanted somebody of a different generation. You've got all these young, you got the youngest manager in the game, these young coaches, the middle into the shift, and it'll be a double play and a tough day for Scope so far. 2 strikeouts now, ground ball, double play.
You know what he brings to a calmness, because he's been around the game so long. It's kind of like if you have Don Zimmer, on your staff,
right,
that they had here for so many years, or in New York. But you've seen so many different things in the game of baseball, the ups and downs.
And that's what Rocco was saying. And he specifically wanted Evers because they wanted someone of another generation, because he's seen a lot of baseball, and he's seen more baseball than Rocco Baldelli has. And there's a ball driven down the left field line, deep to the pole, and the ball caught by the left fielder Lau. And that will end the 6th inning. We'll pick up more discussion about Billy Evers in the bottom of the 6th. Twins baseball on Fox Sports North is presented by Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. Twins leading 7-0. Coming up, you can watch the Twins on TV, and you can watch Kevin Gorg at the next watch party Thursday, June 6th, beginning at 5:30 p.m. at Brick and Bourbon in Maple Grove. Watch Minnesota take on the Indians. You can enjoy drink specials, enjoy Kevin's company. Register for the chance to win prizes and more. Visit foxsportsnorth.com/events for details.
That's worth admission already.
Fly ball to left, fairly deep. Rosario there. Odorizzi starting the 6th inning, and he gets a 1-pitch out here from Meadows.
Quick out right there, and that's what Jake would like to get through the 6th inning here.
1 down, and now Yandy Diaz. Some activity in the Twins pen now. Matt McGill getting loose. Tim Anderson's just hit a home run against Zach Plesac. White Sox leading the Indians 1-0. And the Indians have tomorrow off, and then they will start on Tuesday. A critical week for them. They've got to play the Twins, and they've got to play them well. And then they have the Yankees coming to Cleveland. The Indians haven't played very good baseball, and they better figure some things out in a hurry, or it's going to be decision time much earlier than it should be. 2-0 to Diaz. And a strike.
It's another unbelievable stretch that Jake Odorizzi has been in. Over his last 8 starts, he's 7-0, 1.15 ERA, putting up nothing but zeros.
Hasn't faced more than 4 men in an inning here this afternoon. Again, the only runs he's given up in the last 6 weeks: a solo home run by Tommy La Stella of the Angels, and a 2-run home run by Jonathan Lucroy in the same game. That's been it. Missing, and it's 3-2. Go back to the old bread and butter and the 94-mile-per-hour fastball, I would imagine.
Well, there's pitch 100 for Odorizzi again. A season high 101. That was back at Target Field against Toronto Blue Jays back on April 17th. We worked 5 2/3 innings.
95 upstairs, gets a swing and a miss.
And another strikeout. Strikeout number 8 for Odorizzi.
Again, 95 miles per hour on his 101st pitch.
Well, see, that's why you can do the 100 pitch count. That's fine. Then you start watching them. But a guy like Jake that has maintained his velocity you're talking about, no reason he can't throw 110, 115 in that range. Don't go over that. But you know what? He's capable of doing that because of the arm strength, because of the confidence he has right now.
Indians do that with Trevor Bauer. They let him go another 15, 20 innings.
There's certain
pitches
guys you can do that with. You
Right.
know? I mean, Verlander, of course, one of those guys you can go 120 if need be.
1-0 to Brandon Lau as one of the 3 Tampa Bay heads.
Especially in today's game, because they get the extra day rest here or there. An off day tomorrow. You know, Jake might get an extra day rest and pitching on the 6th day rather than the 5th day.
Away 2-0.
I mentioned before, I talked to Nolan Ryan, sat down with him a while ago, but asked Nolan about his average pitch count throughout a season, 35, 40 starts, which he had. He said about 140, 150 a game on an average, because he walked everybody and he struck out everybody.
He was ahead of his time.
But look right there, you know, here we are, 103 pitches, 105 pitches, last pitch at 94.
And now 2-2 to Brandon Lau.
And putting up nothing but zeros.
Just missed 3-2.
5th full count for Odorizzi here this afternoon against his former organization.
Back. Only 3 hits, only 1 walk, and that came in the 1st inning to Diaz, second batter he faced.
Well, I don't know when they're going to announce the pitcher of the month for the month of May, but Jake's got to be right on top of that.
Lucas Giolito of the White Sox has had a great month too, but not as good as Odorizzi's. Quite the return to Tropicana Field for Jake Odorizzi with 6 shutout innings
and 9 strikeouts.
Casino story of the game.
Great defense here. I'm sorry, I have my mic up. Byron Buxton, of course, making a great catch and a great throw. And then the offense took off. Big at bat. A 3-run double by C.J. Cron. And 6 shutout innings for Jake Odorizzi. 108 pitches, 88 for strikes.
Mitch Garver will lead things off. Good to see him taking this at bat, catching after being hit in his right wrist area in his last plate appearance. It's always different for a player, I would imagine, having never been a player. It's always different for a player to have been traded by a team rather than leaving them through free agency. Odorizzi was content here. The team was good.
Ask me. I'm an expert on that.
Yeah, okay. Well, am I right?
Yeah, I know my first time I came back to face the Twins back in '76, I pitched a 2-hit shutout. So Gene Mauch was coaching third at that time for about the first 5 or 6 innings, trying to distract me.
Really?
Yeah, he should have known me better than that. Nothing's going to distract me.
Oh, come on. Bright, shiny objects going to distract you all the time.
He finally left about the 6th inning. He said, he told somebody on the bench, I can't. He's out there. I can't distract him.
Garver takes a called third strike, 1 away here in the 7th.
And Yarbrough out there for his 7th inning of work. Picks up his 4th strikeout.
Polanco will bat. He did get credit for a single when he laid down the safety squeeze in the 5th inning. I thought that would be ruled a fielder's choice since the play was to be made unsuccessfully, but was to be made at home plate. So he is 1 for 2 with 2 runs batted in. Now he is 2 for 3. A full swing hit. And the league's leading hitter is 2 for 3.
And that's now 22 multi-hit games for Polanco in 55 games that he has been in. Think about that. That's a lot of extra, 2 hits or more in a ball game. 22 times in the 55 games.
Astudillo with 3 ground ball outs. We'll see if he tries to bounce one through the right side of the infield again. And not with that pitch. Ball 1. One other footnote on Odorizzi. You really can't say, I don't think, to be fair to him, that he had a vendetta or he really because he's done what he did here today for a month and a half now.
Well, it's not like he pitched here last year.
Right.
It's been a year plus since he became a Minnesota Twin, but there is always that something in the back of your mind when you face your organization that you were once with. You go a little extra if there is some extra than what you're trying to do anyway as a starter.
1-1 to Astudillo.
Oh,
that hit him, so he'll go to first. And I'm surprised that Kevin Cash knows what he's doing, of course, but my goodness, the guy's given up 7 earned runs, and he's somehow got through the 6th inning facing just 3 batters, but he's been erratic with his control, and he's given up a lot of hits and a lot of runs, and there's still been no activity in their pen.
Well, the pitch count, he went down to the minor leagues, basically always a starter. When he came up, last year he was put in a bullpen, but he's been stretched out to be able to throw 100 pitches. It's just that he hit a big hiccup, especially in the 5th inning when the Twins opened up the game off the bat of C.J. Cron.
Here's Rosario 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. Essentially being asked to do what Zach Littell did here on Thursday. Numbers weren't very good, but he helped save the bullpen. Littell did, and he was sent out today to make room for Mitch Garver.
Looks like Oliver Drake getting up. And even though Yarbrough has hit 2 batters, his game plan was to pitch right-handers hard in, and both guys got hit were right-handers. Of course, Garver and then Astudillo.
Busted bat and a bouncer.
Yeah, but
his
he's had
4th double play grounder.
Plays turned behind him.
Polanco goes to 3rd, but it's the 3rd out of the inning, and we head to the home half of the 7th. It's 7-0 here. Twins trying to make it 3 in a row over the Rays. Now we'll check out T-Mobile's connection to the game in other action around baseball. Dansby Swanson, 12th home run of the year. The Braves leading Ron Gardenhire and the Miguel Cabrera-less Tigers 3-0. Eric Thames with his 7th home run of the year, his 75th career home run, and the Brewers have the lead. And Max Scherzer, just ho-hum, 12 strikeouts, 114 on the year, and the Nationals lead 2-1.
That's a club that's kind of surprising. The Washington Nationals, They have not played very well. 8 games under 500 coming into today's play.
And I'll bet you they'd be interested in hearing offers on Sean Doolittle too. Trying to maybe get some prospects back for him. 6 great innings for Odorizzi again.
Wow, unbelievable. You know, the way that he's able to just put up zeros, only 3 hits allowed. One of those was a bunt with the shift put on, but a great outing for Jake Odorizzi. 9 strikeouts. 11 strikeouts is a season high for Jake, but here this afternoon against his former team and organization, he had it all going.
That makes 6 starts in his last 7 where he has not given up a run. Matt McGill will pitch for the Rays in the 7th.
Yeah, Matt worked in yesterday's ball game, worked 2/3 of an inning, and strikeout. Worked the 7th inning here.
Big swing and a miss by Adames.
Adames struck out in the first, lined out to Gonzalez in the 4th. "72 hours ago, it looked like the Rays were in position to move into first place in the toughest division in the major leagues. And now the Twins are 9 outs away from potentially finishing their best series of the year. They took 3 out of 4 at home from Houston, but won only 1 of 3 in Houston. This would be 3 out of 4 on the road against a really good team.
Well, again, Twins are 20-9 coming into this ball game on the road, and 19-9 at Target Field.
That's to center and down for a hit. And Adames has the first full swing hit for the Rays since Meadows' 3rd inning single. The man aboard, and now Choi. Choi led off the 2nd with a double. It was a scoreless game at the time. The Rays sacrificed him to 3rd. Scope made his great play on Kiermaier's smash. Zunino struck out, and then the Twins lineup went to work. And we're here now, 7-0 in the bottom of the 7th.
You know, we talk about the pitching, we talk about the offense, but sometimes we forget about how good this defensive team is too. You know, that play that Scope made, I mean, that might give them a 1-0 lead, and then, you know, things might change. You never know. A great play by Scope, and then the following inning, Buxton made that great catch and throw.
Strike call. Where it really became evident for me was when we were in Seattle, and I know you weren't on that road trip, but you had the Twins, a really solid defensive club, against a team that's terrible in the field. And when you see both extremes of what fielding can mean to a team, that's when you really appreciate what you have in this Twins lineup, with guys who can play and play well in the field. Garver with a nice catch.
Yeah, not even close with that pitch for Matt McGill.
2-1. Twins have committed 28 errors on the season. The Mariners have committed 66.
Would they start off 13-2? Seattle?
And I don't know how. I really don't know how. Swung on and missed 2-2.
Well, they're hitting a lot of home runs early on.
Yeah, but then they're giving them up now too. They're, you know, what is it now? We'll look it up here. Seattle's hit 105 home runs.
And they've given up 105.
And they've given up 105.
Only the Orioles have given up more home runs.
That's not a list you want to be on. Be anywhere near the Orioles. Slide to left, and the Rays making some noise here in the 7th. A pair of sharp singles against McGill.
Yeah, Chu, who had 2 long at-bats against Odorizzi, gets his 2nd hit of the ball game, and the 5th for the Rays.
And now Christian Arroyo laid down the sacrifice bunt we talked about. then fouled out to Crone. With the off day tomorrow, it's presumed that, with the exception, I would guess, of Taylor Rogers, it's all hands on deck. Taylor got 7 outs here 2 nights ago. Over the inside edge. Rizzi held the Rays to just 3 hits, and now they start the 7th with 2 of them, or 2 more. The right field corner. Gonzalez has room in foul territory. Lead runner will advance. Throw comes through to Sano. 1 away. And we'll be happy to exchange outs for bases from here on out today.
And you get that ball back to the infield too as quick as possible, like Gonzalez did on a low throw, and that keeps that runner at first base, so a double play is still in order.
There's Kiermaier 0 for 2. Good thing, I guess, the attendance has grown. It's looking at something, and they're going to challenge the tag at third. It was after Adames had reached the bag, and Sano put a tag on him, and they're going to take a look and see whether Adames lifted his foot off the bag, I believe. That's the only thing I can think of.
Or maybe he left early from second base.
Well, then you would challenge it by throwing to the...
That's a good point.
So apparently the Twins feel that Adames ran to the bag and then came off it as Sano put the tag on him.
You see the foul ball catch. Gonzalez gets that ball back in quickly, and the throw going through.
I didn't see his foot come off the bag. I'm wondering whether he left early, but I
thought you came set and
then you
stepped
throw
off
to the bag and ask the umpire, I believe. So Sano needs to watch Twins videos to see what Kent Hrbek and Ron Gant in the 1991 World Series. And you just
push him.
Just nudge him slightly. There's the catch.
If that's what they're looking at, I don't understand. The only thing is when he does touch third, does his foot come off the bag just a little bit?
I gotta believe that's what they're challenging, because otherwise pitcher steps off the rubber, you throw to the preoccupied base, and then you trust the umpire.
We're looking at the tag at third to see if whatever foot, left or right foot, when he made contact, did he pick up his foot when Sano had a tag on him?
They're taking considerable time looking at it, so maybe there's some...
Take a look right here. Watch the right foot. Okay, touch the bag. Now does he pick it up right there?
Boy, it sure looked like he disengaged the base, but they're going to rule him safe at third base.
Right.
Hard to tell whether his spikes actually came off the base or not. Adames advances. There's 1 out. Kiermaier will bat with runners on the corners.
That's why it's so important. We see it at second base now. You know, runner going into second, that shortstop or second baseman keep the glove on that runner.
Blocked by Garver. Ball 1. Some idea how the Rays are struggling to score runs. Kiermaier, their most veteran player. Bouncer, backhanded, Polanco fires in time. Good play by Polanco. Little bit of a double clutch. And that allowed Kiermaier to get an infield hit.
Yeah, Kiermaier
a run back.
Yeah, one thing he has speed, and he hustled down that line. Great effort right there by Polanco. Adames does score the first run for the Rays. Chu moving over to second. And Kiermaier with the RBI infield hit picks up his 23rd run batted in.
Now the number 8 batter, Zunino, just off the injured list. He has struck out twice. That was against Odorizzi. McGill has given up 3 hits and so far just 1 run here in the 7th. That hit him, and now they're loaded up. And now there's some sense of urgency to things here. It's a 6-run lead, only 1 out. Now just getting loose out of the bullpen is Ryan Harper. Chris Johnson's going to come to the mound here. I think Zunino took a little exception to getting smoked in the ribs there, but this was hardly the situation to do anything retaliatory. He kept looking toward the mound and toward Garver like that was a payback.
Just trying to pitch him hard inside.
Well, Astudillo got hit. Garver got hit. But it would be pretty foolish for the Twins to retaliate with the Rays building an inning here. They're loaded up with 1 out. Daniel Robertson will bat against McGill with Harper getting loose in a hurry. Robertson with a foul pop to Crone and a fly ball to Buxton. Both of the short variety. McGill has given up 3 singles and a hit batter in his first 5 at-bats or plate appearances. Leaking ball over.
Well, Twins have hit into 4 double plays here this afternoon. Let's see if the Twins can turn one.
Just outside, 1-1.
The end of the bat, foul, 1-2.
Yeah, Matt, 29 years old in his 2nd season with the Twins. Spent some time on the injured reserve list. Shoulder tendonitis.
1-2 to the number 9 batter.
Got him.
It's a big strike.
Yes, it is.
And we've talked about it since Thursday. Thursday's game was really peculiar for the Rays because they've really struggled in situations like this. And on Thursday, I mean, they had a lot of fun at the Twins' expense, but they were 9 for 11 with runners in scoring position, and that's really been a bad stat for them all year long and since Thursday night. 2 down.
Well, again, they're a young ball club, aggressive ball club, you know, and those are kind of baby steps they're going to have to work through.
Well, their best hitters at the plate right now, Austin Meadows, 1 for 3 on the day. Bases loaded, 2 down. Strike on the outside corner. to center, base hit. Buxton Chargers are going to wave him around. Buxton's throw to the plate not in time, and it's 7-3. Meadows comes through, and McGill gives up his 4th hit of the inning.
Austin Meadows, this young man can swing that bat. Good looking player. Came in hitting .355, picks up his second hit of the ball game. He now has driven in 37 for the Rays.
Well, it's time to put this to bed here. There are 2 men out there. Yandy Diaz, his first game since coming off the injured list. He's 0 for 2 with a walk. He did smoke a ball to center field. Buxton made a great catch and then a better throw to get the only Twins double play of the ball game. All the way to Crone at first base from the center field fence. Inside, ball 1. Harper is loose. Chopper wide of third. Foul. You see it happen so many times, and Odorizzi threw more pitches than he had at any start this year, so he was taken out for good reason. But it almost always happens that somebody that has shut a team down completely, as soon as you bring the next guy in, the other dugout has some life, better at bats, and they got 3 hits through 6 innings against Odorizzi, and they picked up 4 here in the 7th against McGill. Missing, and it's 2-1. Way up and away. 3-1 with Brandon Lau on deck. Diaz and Wes Johnson hoping for the best here.
How about one of those little sacrifice flies with 2 outs?
Diaz has a lot of pop in his bat with 9 home runs. And 159 at bats. And he stands in with a hitter's count, 3-1. McGill wants a new sequence of signs. Ball 4. And the tying run will come to the plate.
And Rocco Baldelli coming out. So not a good outing for Matt McGill.
They're loaded up with 2 down. 9th man to bat will be Brandon Lau. And Ryan Harper summoned to try to get the Twins out of the fire here in the 7th inning. Now they've scored 3. They've got the bases loaded with 2 down. And Ryan Harper will face Brandon Lau for the 2nd time in as many days. He faced him yesterday and got him to ground out.
Yeah, Ryan worked an inning and a third in yesterday's ball game. Did give up 3 hits and a run. No walks, couple strikeouts. Making his 24th appearance out of the bullpen.
Twins playing Lau straight up, 2 infielders aside. Breaking ball missing low, ball 1. Four singles, a walk, a hit batter. And what was once a comfortable 7-0 lead is no longer comfortable. Side 2-0. The 2 breaking balls by Harper, and both have missed.
Some more action in the bullpen is Blake Parker getting loose. Yeah, he's usually pretty good on getting that breaking ball over. Well, he might be in a fastball situation. See what he throws here. There's a fastball down in the zone.
Swing and a miss. With Lau trying with that swing to tie the game. Over the inside corner with a fastball called strike 2.
Lau did not like the call, but looked like a good pitch inside. Take a look. Garver sitting inside. Right on the corner. Well, that's right. I used to pitch.
9th man to bat here in the 7th. 2-2 to Brandon Lau. Breaking ball, hook foul. Lau was waiting for it.
He was sitting on that baby.
They're out there with the bases loaded. There's no margin for error. You don't want to run the count 3-2, and got a really good hitter at the plate. Foul. One of Harper's strengths. He's been a strike thrower. 23 2/3 innings, only 5 walks.
Opponents coming into this outing hitting only 195 off of him.
So sub 200 batting average and just a handful of walks, and that's why his whip is so good, which is why he's been so effective. And he's trying to get the final out here in the 7th inning. On the ground, off the glove of Crone. Schoop fires it wildly, and another run is going to come home. There's a collision at first base between the pitcher and Lau. The Rays have 2 more runs. Crone tried to backhand the ground ball, and a kick to Schoop, who then threw wildly, and it's 7-5.
That ball came up on C.J. Crone, and Schoop tried to get it over to the pitcher. Harper covering. You see it come up, and then the throw gets by Harper, and they collide. But Mitch Garver, the catcher, has to go and retrieve the ball. That leaves home plate open. So it's Miguel Sano that had to come in. So Harper comes in, faces one batter, and Blake Parker will be coming out to get the final out.
It's 7-5, and the Rays still aren't done. Really good. McGill had all sorts of trouble, and Harper got a ground ball that took a high hop on Crone. So the inning continues, and Blake Parker comes in to try to get the Twins off the field here in the 7th.
Yeah, Blake Parker worked the 9th inning in yesterday's ball game, a 1-2-3 inning, making his 21st relief appearance.
Facing Adames, who started this inning with a single. 5 runs for the Rays. The tying run is at first. Down and away, ball 1. Adames on the day, strikeout, a line out to Gonzalez in right, and then the single that started this mess. 2-0. A single and an error on scope on that last play. The only batter that Harper faced, and now Parker in. Swing and a miss. 2-1.
91-mile-an-hour fastball, good location, down and away.
Usually see Parker, of course, in the ninth inning. Well, guess what? Suddenly this feels like the ninth inning, doesn't it?
I think relievers are used a little differently. You know, you talk to a lot of relievers that became closers. They say, hey, sometimes the pressure's on in the 7th and 8th inning over the 9th inning. Well, the pressure's on right here.
2-2 to Adames. Called with Parker frozen in the stretch position for a while. Two and two to the Rays shortstop. Breaking ball missed. It's 3-2. Choi on deck.
That's probably the split finger right there. Just missed low. Adames laid off of it.
Strike three.
Great splitter right there.
Dropped it on the outside corner, and finally the Rays are retired. They score 5, and we got a game. C.J. Cron with a 3-run double in the 5th that made it 7-0, but now it's 7-5. Chaz Rowe in to pitch for Tampa Bay. And strike one. Parker saw, what do you figure, a couple hundred pitches. This is the biggest pitch he's thrown as a Twin.
Look at that. Looks like a knuckleball, but that's a split finger in a perfect spot. Pitcher's pitch down and away on the black. Great pitch by Parker.
Big swing and a miss, 0-2.
Yeah, Rowe, 32 years old, a veteran out of that bullpen last couple of years for the Rays. Guy that came up with the Arizona Diamondbacks back in 2013 has also pitched for the Yankees, the Orioles, and the Braves before coming here to Tampa.
High 1-2. Cron's double took a 4-0 game and made it 7-0. Trying to get a board here with the Twins looking to build the lead back up. Got him looking. One down. That'll bring up Marwin Gonzalez. Twins fans, enjoy your next game from the Cub family section. Welcome by Fox Sports North. Tickets in the alcohol-free family section include a free hot dog and Pepsi. Additional details are available. Visit foxsportsnorth.com/events. There's Gonzalez hitting from the left side of the plate now. 1 for 3 as a right-handed batter. Strike one. Gonzalez doesn't agree. 2. Rose come in, thrown strikes. 7 innings pitched by Ryan Yarbrough. 7 earned runs. And he's come out of the pen to strike out both Crone and Gonzalez quickly. 2 down. That'll bring up Sano.
I think he got Gonzalez on 3 breaking balls. Back-to-back strikeouts.
Now a quick word from the Minnesota Lottery.
See where summer takes you. Play the I'm Into Summer scratch game for a shot at $100,000.
Here is Sano. Good day at the plate. 2 hits and a walk. A run batted in. A run scored. Driven to left center field. Kiermaier chasing it. That ball lands and goes to Kiermaier. Sano digging for second, and the throw is not in time. A 2-out double for Miguel Sano. And time is called, and he gets up from his head first slide.
Good day at the plate for Sano. 3 for 3 with a walk. And he split the gap right there between the center fielder and the left fielder. Sano a little late getting out of that box as far as hustle would look like, and that ball high enough to allow him to get to second base right there. Now he takes off and then reaches for that bag and holds on to it tightly.
And now Scope. See if the Twins can get one more 2-out hit. Scope's had a very frustrating day at the plate. 2 strikeouts and a ground ball double play. A high fly to left center field. It is tagged and it is gone. No, it's not. It hit a catwalk. No, they're calling it a home run. It hit the whichever ring is a home run and not the one that means the ball is in play. It's a 2-run home run.
I think that they call that the C ring. I don't know what they call it here. Well, it's a big 2-run home run for Jonathan Scope. His 11th home run of the year. He jumped all over that breaking ball. Take a look at the breaking ball. And a great swing, and I think he knew it right off the get-go.
Here you don't know anything. That was similar to the one we showed you back in 2015 that Sano hit one that looked like it was going to hit the U.S. flag. Buxton bouncing to short. All that really matters.
That's a big 2 runs right there.
Sano got a 2-out double. Scope got a 2-out home run, and the lead has grown back to 4.
Jonathan Scope with a big 2-run home run. Parker now on the mound. Trying to protect a 4-run lead.
You think Scope was sitting on that curveball? Oh, my goodness. You know, and that's really the way the season's going. You know, here the Rays fought back. You know, they get back to within 2, and the next inning, boom. Okay, now they have to catch them by 4.
After the second out, too. I mean, you know, Rose out there, and he struck out, what, Crone and Gonzalez on 3 pitches each, I think. Sano hits the double. Check swing, no swing, and now it's 2-0 to Choi. Arroyo and Kiermaier will follow.
Well, he just struck out Gonzalez, I believe, on 3 breaking balls. So, you know, Scope probably thinking, you know, I'm going to sit on a breaking ball, and boy, he got it.
And then so too did Jonathan Scope. Parker needs to throw a strike here. Outside corner, 2-1. Choi singled in the 5-run 7th inning. He also doubled into the right field corner back in the 2nd inning.
Well, this is an opportunity for Blake Parker to do what Taylor Rogers did here on Friday night. Get the final 7 outs. We'll see how the 8th inning goes first.
And Troy's going to feel that through tomorrow's off day. Rogers got the win in getting 7 outs. If Parker is asked to get all 7 here and does, that would be a save. And Parker, Bert mentioned, pitched the 9th inning yesterday, but he did not throw many pitches.
No. I bet you he maybe threw, what,
6
7 or 8? Yeah.
6 pitches in his 1 inning of work. And with Rogers going as long as he did 2 nights ago, Twins would rather not use him. Troy's still slow in getting back into the box. Parker slams the ball into his glove. Not happy that he has opened this inning with a full count. Full count to G-Man Choi. Walked him. And the leadoff man is on again here in the 8th. Wednesday, June 12th is Stranger Things night at Target Field. A limited number of Stranger Things night ticket packages are available that include your ticket to the game plus an exclusive Stranger Things Minnesota Twins cap. Visit twinsbaseball.com/Stranger Things to learn more. And now Christian Arroyo. Strike 1. Arroyo with a sacrifice bunt, a pop-up, and a foul fly. Pulled foul, 2 strikes. And the Twins with the roster move, activating Mitch Garver and sending Zach Littell back to Rochester, New York. So a commitment, at least in the short term, to go to 12 pitchers, and now you're hours later using your closer in the 7th inning, and you're looking where you're going to get the next 6 outs. Missing it, it's 1-2.
And that splitter just missing down and away.
Breaking ball hammered to left. And it's back to a 2-run ball game.
And Parker giving up his 3rd home run in relief. Whoa, he just hit his first major one, his first home run as a Ray here yesterday. Gets his 2nd, his 6th career home run.
Well, that was a splitter, I guess. It looked like it coming out of his hand. And it sat right there for Arroyo. 9-7. And Kiermaier will bat with nobody out in the 8th. No activity in the Twins' pen. In there for strike 1. Down in the pen, sitting down, are May, Morin, Duffy, and Rogers. Called back, 2 strikes. When you think back now, just a few moments ago, Schoop hit the big home run, which is even bigger now. Parker got the strikeout of Adames, and that's even bigger now. Two strikes to Kiermaier. Slow breaking ball left up high. Kiermaier fights one off and stays alive. The walk for Parker, a rare one. Just his 8th of the year, and half of those were in the first, 2 outings of the year when it was bitterly cold outside. He's usually done a really good job throwing strikes and not walking men, but he walked Choi to lead off the inning. Arroyo cranked a home run, and here we are, 9-7. Tried to frame it. 2-2.
Just missed with that fastball in.
Taylor Rogers starting to get loose. Three and two. Rizzi held the Rays without a sniff for 6 innings. They get 5 in the 7th, 2 quickly here in the 8th. Full count with nobody out. Struck him out. A fastball low out of the zone. Kiermaier swung through it, 1 away.
And Parker picking up his 2nd strikeout. It's the first out here in the bottom of the 8th inning.
Now Zunino, the number 8 batter, and Robertson, the number 9 batter. I think we can safely assume that with Tommy Pham and Avisail Garcia not being used here, that they're simply unavailable. Zunino struck out twice before he got hit by a pitch on the outside corner. Strike 1. To Zunino. A lot of swings and misses, and that's not to be surprising, I don't suppose. Zunino's spent 3 weeks on the injured list.
Well, fastball at 91 right there, outer half of the plate. You watch Parker. He reaches over, looks for the sign, bends over. There he'll come up. A lot of moving parts to get set. Oh, quick pitch from there.
And a pop-up foul and out of play. To me, that would be one of the great advantages of being a relief pitcher and pitching from the stretch, or a starter for that matter, with nobody on base. You can do that at any time.
Right.
And a hitter is used to seeing a pause in the stretch, but you can quick pitch him anytime you'd like.
That's what he tried right there.
1-2 to Zunino.
See him with that split finger set up. And then inside his glove. Okay. Are you ready? Deep breath. Go. Slider misses.
To center. Buxton is there. 2 down. Well hit ball for out number 2.
Good pitch outer half of the plate. Zunino a little bit off the end of the bat. Is his second out.
Robertson is 0 for 3. Fouling out to Crone. Flying out to Buxton and then striking out in the 7th inning. And Buxton is there.
Perfect.
2 for the Rays. But the Twins take a 2-run lead to the 9th. Hardly an original thought. Some people think they ought to knock this place down and start over. And the Twins are trying to do just that. They've been peppering the ceiling and everything up above over the field of play.
And even the speaker right there. That was a no.
That was an out.
Yeah, and here, Scope just smoked a hanging breaking ball. And that's a 2-run home run.
The Coors Light refreshing finish.
He hit the C ring. And the ruling, I guess, is any ball in fair territory that hits that C ring, the lower ring, is a home run.
Well, the Twins will gladly try to get some more runs scored with Mitch Garver leading things off against Oliver Drake.
And Drake making his 3rd appearance in this 4-game series.
Uh-oh. Straight up in the air, but it doesn't hit anything. And it's caught for a 1-pitch out. One down quickly here in the 9th inning. Even if they don't score, I think the Twins would appreciate having a long half inning. Rogers has shut things down in the bullpen, so it looks like Parker's going to be asked to at least start the inning. Oh, now with 1 out, Rogers is going back to the mound.
Yeah, he got some throwing in, so if he is going to start the 9th with Meadows, a left-handed hitter, leading off the bottom of the 9th, looks like he will get the 9th.
Polanco, the batter. Strike called on the outside corner. Hit into a double play in the 1st. Delivered a sacrifice fly in 3rd, a bunt single, and an RBI in the 5th. And a sharp single to left in the 7th. Strike called again. Drake twice, clipping the outside corner to Polanco. Foul right over the head of Astudillo.
Yeah, it's another game that the Twins offensively have had some good 2-out hitting.
Well, we'd be tied right now if not for the two-out hits in the 8th.
Right. I mean, remember the 3-run double by C.J. Crone came with bases loaded and 2 outs. Sano's 2-out. 2-out RBI double in the 4th.
Driven to the gap. Kiermaier racing over. He is there for the catch. 2 away here in the top of the 9th. Twin summer camps presented by Select Heartland Chevy dealers are the ultimate camp experience for boys and girls ages 6 to 14. They're week-long summer camps, and they're located across the Twin Cities metro area. You can register today at twinsbaseball.com/training. Here is Astudillo. 0 for 3. He was hit by a pitch his last time up. Ball 1. Foul. 1-1. Rogers getting loose. Looks like we'll get the 9th inning. Outside. Nearly hit him again. Cedillo trying to extend at the top of the 9th. 2-2. And it will be the top of the Rays order. Meadows, Diaz, and Lau. Presumably facing Rogers in the bottom of the.
There's a nasty splitter right there by Drake. His 2 previous outings against his former teammates. Shutout innings.
That hits a bag and bounces right to Arroyo, who makes the play. How often do you see that? Looked like the ball hit on top of the base and continued on right to the third baseman, and the Twins go 3 up, 3 down in the top of the 9th.
Well, Twins holding on to a 2-run lead here in the bottom of the 9th inning. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Minnesota Twins and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Minnesota Twins, LLC.
Now only 3 outs to go, and Taylor Rogers will be asked to get them. He'll face Austin Meadows to lead off the 9th inning. He faced Meadows here 2 nights ago and struck him out swinging. Then it will be Diaz, who he did not face, and Brandon Lau, who he got to fly out to left field.
Yeah, great numbers for Taylor Rogers, making his 23rd relief appearance.
Swing and a miss, 0-2.
Yeah, he got Meadows here the other night on that big slow curveball that Meadows swung. It was about maybe 6 inches to a foot outside. See if he goes back to that.
Ahead of Meadows, 0-2. Check swing. Did he go? Strike 3. And on 3 pitches, Rogers strikes out Tampa Bay's best hitter.
Well, he struck him out, as you mentioned, the other night on a slower breaking ball. This one is more of the slider, something that he's added to his repertoire. You see that ball doesn't even get close to the plate, but Meadows unable to hold up.
You saw how low Garver got, too. I mean, that ball landed in the right-handed batter's box, and Garver blocked it beautifully. Here's Diaz. Fastball sailing wide. Outside corner, Trevor May is going to get loose now, just starting to stretch out down in the Twins bullpen.
Well, you want contact right here, no free passes, and that's one thing Taylor's good at. Not a lot of walks. 6 walks, 1 intentional in 25 1/3 innings.
Pulled foul. And it's 1-2. Again, the right-handers down there, May, Morin, and Duffy. One and two to Diaz. Struck him out. 96 out of the left hand of Taylor Rogers.
You know, and here's Taylor Rogers, who did get the win here on Friday night by pitching 2 1/3 innings of shutout baseball. That's why I call him Gumby. You know, he's just loosey-goosey. He's been very consistent over the last three seasons for the Twins.
Threw 27 pitches 2 nights ago. And that's kind of what Rocco Baldelli, how he was describing him yesterday during the media session. He didn't say Gumby, but he said there are guys that are just kind of loose jointed, and they don't build up a lot of lactic acid. They don't get sore. They're able to be used a little bit more frequently because of that.
Remember Pokey and Gumby? Gumby and Pokey? Gumby was just...
Well, Rogers ahead of Lau, now 0-2. In the last few innings seemed like they've taken forever to get 3 outs, and Rogers is one good pitch away from striking out the side on 10 pitches.
Well, Taylor's got 4 saves on the season, 4 of the 15 the Twins have.
1-2. Strike 3. Rogers on 11 pitches strikes out the side and gets the save.
That's the way you end a ball game. But credit the Rays on coming back from a 7-0 deficit to make it interesting here in the bottom of the 9th.
The Twins lose the first of 4 and then win the next 3. A 9-7 win and a 3-game winning streak on the road heading to Cleveland. Twins Live comes your way next.